Are you a female losing your hair and wondering what the causes of female pattern hair loss are? If you want to get some labs done to check what's going on with your body and try and figure out what's causing your hair loss. My name is Dr. Saranella, and in this video, we're going to look at 5 of the common causes of hair loss that I see in my practice. We'll look at how each of these things are related to hair loss and some of the ways to identify whether or not that's going on in your body. So again, my name is Dr. Saranella, and if you're new to this channel, I just want you to know that I'm making these videos to help you go beyond the basics of your health, whether it's a confusing lab test, symptom, or diagnosis. I'm making these videos to help you get a better understanding of what's going on with your health. So if you like this kind of information on nutrition, health, hormones, and just really trying to get a better understanding of what's going on with your body and health, click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this one. Now for a quick disclaimer, the information in this video is for informational purposes only. It's not intended as a treatment for any health condition or as a substitute for seeing an actual doctor or medical professional. It should be used as an educational guide to deeper your understanding of your own health and treatment success. If medical attention is needed, don't delay in seeking that attention. All right, let's look at causes of female pattern hair loss. So in this video, we're going to look at causes of female pattern hair loss or causes of hair loss in females. So I'll just list all 5 out here, and then we'll go into more detail on each one. Androgenic alopecia, iron deficiency, elevated cortisol, other vitamin deficiencies, and hypothyroidism. So those are the 5. And androgenic alopecia is also kind of synonymously used with female pattern hair loss. It is hair loss that's caused by an excess amount of androgens. Androgens are more male type hormones, but females also have them. They're things like testosterone, dihydrotestosterone, androsteinedione, even DHEA are all considered androgens. These are the types of hormones that are responsible for male sexual characteristics like hair growth on the face, deeper voice, and even in some cases losing hair on the top of the head at earlier ages. These androgens as a whole, but specifically dihydrotestosterone or DHT, have deleterious or negative effects on the hair follicle and hair growth, especially over time. And similar to males, some women seem to be more sensitive to these androgens on the scalp and lead to hair loss more noticeably than in other women. One of the things that seems to be part of this too is that as women enter into menopause and estrogen levels start to decline, the relative abundance of these androgens goes up. This is why it's more common to see women lose hair as they enter into menopause in the late 40s or in the 50s as time goes on. So I go into more detail on this specific phenomenon in a different video. If you want to check that out, it's titled Hair Loss in Females After 50 or something like that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is iron deficiency. Iron deficiency is very common in women, obviously, because they're menstruating. It's more common to have iron deficiency because they're losing iron on a regular basis. Even when menstruation stops, iron deficiency may persist for several years, and that really just depends on the amount of iron coming in and how well it's being absorbed. So dietary differences can really affect whether or not your iron is replenished or going back up to the normal ranges. So if you do have very heavy menstruation, then you want to make sure you're checking your iron levels and specifically your stored iron, also known as ferritin. You can have iron deficiency even though you're not actually anemic and even though your serum or blood iron looks normal. Stress and the resulting high cortisol can also cause problems with hair growth because it disrupts the normal growth cycle. So it leads to hair thinning and hair falling out. Cortisol can affect the hair follicles by decreasing the production of a protein known as keratin. And keratin is an essential part of the actual hair shaft that we see. Cortisol can also increase the production or the relative amount of some of the hormone called DHT, which we referred to above as being responsible for most of the androgenic alopecia. Other nutrient deficiencies can also cause hair to fall out if you don't have them in enough supply. So things like folate and B12 are needed for DNA production. DNA is needed for hair follicle development and growth. And so if you don't have enough of one or both of these, your hair is not going to grow as much and maybe even not grow at all, depending on the severity of the deficiency. So a serum B12 test and a red blood cell folate will give you a rough idea if you have a problem going on with these. There are other tests that are more accurate and specific for these types of things, but we're not going to go into that in this video. So last thing I wanted to talk about is an underactive thyroid or hypothyroidism. This can have a significant impact on hair growth, leading to thinning and hair loss as well. One of the ways in which hypothyroidism or underactive thyroid can affect hair growth is by affecting the hair growth cycle. The hair growth cycle consists of 3 different phases: the anagen, catagen, and telogen phase. The anagen is the growth phase, the catagen is like a transitional phase, and the telogen is a resting phase. So under normal circumstances, the majority of hairs are in the anagen phase. But in hypothyroidism, the hair growth cycle slows down, causing more hairs to enter into that telogen phase, and it starts to fall out. Hypothyroidism can also decrease the amount of sebum production, which is that oily substance that nourishes the hairs and keeps them in a healthy state. Without enough of this, the hairs can become dry, brittle, and more susceptible to breaking and falling out. And then lastly, hypothyroidism can also lead to changes in the structure of the hair shaft. And this is because thyroid hormones play an important role in the formation of the hair shaft and the overall health of the hair follicle. So how did I do? Did that give you a better understanding of some of the causes of female pattern hair loss? Hopefully it did. If you do have follow-up questions on these, be sure to look at some of the other videos that I noted in this one, but definitely drop your questions in the comment section if you have those. Happy to answer your questions, and I may do a separate video on that topic. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.